This is Yellowstone National Park, a place known for its vast wilderness, endless forests, open valleys, flowing rivers cutting through the land. At first glance, it looks like nature in perfect balance, but for nearly 70 years, something was missing. The wolves. They had been hunted, driven out, removed from the ecosystem entirely, and at first, nothing seemed wrong. The park still looked alive. Animals were everywhere. The rivers still flowed. But slowly, things began to change. Without wolves, the elk population began to grow and grow and grow. There was nothing to control them, no natural predator, no reason for them to move. So they stayed, feeding in the same areas for longer than they ever had before. They ate everything they could reach. Young trees never had a chance. Willows disappeared. Aspen trees stopped growing entirely. The land began to change. Areas that were once full of vegetation became empty, exposed, and fragile. Without trees and plants, the soil lost its strength. Roots were no longer there to hold it together, and the rivers began to suffer. The banks weakened, erosion increased, the water spread wider, shallower, less controlled. The entire landscape was slowly falling apart, all because one species was gone. Then, in 1995, everything changed. Wolves were brought back, just a small number, reintroduced into the park. At first, it didn't seem like enough, but the impact was immediate. The wolves began to hunt, and suddenly, the elk were no longer safe. They had to move. They couldn't stay in one place. They couldn't relax in open areas. They became cautious, more alert, more aware, and that change in behavior changed everything. The elk stopped overgrazing. They avoided certain areas completely, and for the first time in decades, plants had a chance to grow. Willows returned. Aspen trees began to rise again. New life spread across the land, and with that, other animals came back. Beavers returned, and beavers are ecosystem engineers. They built dams, created ponds, slowed down the rivers. The water became deeper, more stable, more controlled. Birds returned to nest, fish populations improved, insects flourished, even bears began to benefit. Because more plants meant more berries, and more berries meant more food. The wolves didn't just reduce the number of elk, they changed how they behaved, and that single shift triggered a chain reaction, a trophic cascade, where one species impacts everything below it. The land recovered, the ecosystem stabilized, even the rivers themselves changed direction, more defined, more stable, more alive. All of this because wolves came back. This is the power of balance, a reminder that nature is not random. It is connected. Every species matters, every action has consequences, and sometimes the absence of just one animal can reshape an entire world. Now, Yellowstone stands as proof of something extraordinary. That nature can recover, that balance can return, but only when the missing piece is restored. Subscribe to Beyond Border Docs for more stories the world forgot.